Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Very well. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Report. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. Very well. Very well. Acknowledged. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Ready. Agreed. Acknowledged. At once. Of course. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. At once. Ready and waiting. At once. Affirmative. At once. Report. Very well. Report. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Awaiting orders.
Our base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Of course. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. At once. Agreed. 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 Very well. Very well. Very well. At once. Very well. Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. At once. Agreed. Very well. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir. Very well. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Very well. Agreed. At once. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Of course. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well.
Let's rock!
At once. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. At once. Report. Very well. Agreed. Of course. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. At once. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative. At very well. At once. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Very well. Ready and waiting. Once. Of course.
Mission saved.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Very well. At once. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Report.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reporting. Agreed.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. 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 Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once.
Mission accomplished.